Chelsea transfers and more really radical rumours. Let's go. Hey, what's happening, people? Come on in, how's it going? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you lot all doing well today. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on Football Therapy, where I analyse the headlines and see what's being said about the Blues, giving you my opinion, but always, more importantly, asking for yours. Two stories I want to talk about today, potential transfers. One being Jorginho. He's always been rumoured for an exit ever since he came in, basically, to Chelsea Football Club. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the player and on the links to him making a Napoli return to potentially be reunited with former coach Maurizio Sarri. Also, this Christian Pulisic noise won't go away. It's probably nonsense, let's get it in early, but there's a lot of headlines talking about Kingsley Coman as a potential replacement for one-to-way winger Christian Pulisic. Yes, we're going to crack into that too. Make yourselves at home, get comfortable, subscribe to this channel if you want daily content. If you make that decision to subscribe, make sure the bell notifications icon is switched on, my sweet friends. And drop a like on the video to show your support if you want more daily content from yours truly. And then I will deliver it to you. Right then, let's get into the first story of today and talk about Kingsley Coman. What an incredible, talented young player that's maybe underappreciated in some circles. He's been linked with a move away from Bayern for a couple of years now, even if Karl-Heinz Rummenigge said no, he's not for sale back in the winter. His contract is running down and it actually expires in I think 2022, or is it 23? It's relatively soon. It's the time when you either sign a new deal or the club considers cashing in on you. Now I'm going to humour this story for the moment and read you an extract from football.london covering the story and then give you my opinion on Coman, Pulisic and the situation at Chelsea. As question marks emerge over the future of Christian Pulisic at Chelsea, the Blues are already looking at potential replacements for the American international. One man who fits the bill is French international Kingsley Coman. The Bayern Munich star is one of the most decorated players in world football with an incredible 23 major titles to his name despite only being 24 years old. Across spells of PSG, Juventus and Bayern, Coman has won 9 league titles, the Champions League, the Club World Cup, a host of other domestic honours, and has previously expressed an interest in playing in England. Wow, so many trophies. When you hear that amount of trophies, you imagine the player's going to be like 32, super decorated. But no, 24 years old, and he's already played at 3 of Europe's biggest clubs. And he's expressed an interest in coming to the Premier League. I mean, it's the highest level, you get paid a lot of money. It's not difficult to express an interest in that. Let's read the second part of this extract. Chelsea have previously shown interest in Coman, particularly as a replacement for Callum Hudson-Odoi when the England international looked to be on the verge of leaving Stamford Bridge for Bayern. However, after the attacking midfielder signed a new deal, any move for Coman was shelved. Their interest could once again be piqued if Pulisic was to show a desire to leave Chelsea in search for regular football. The American has not started any of the 11 games under Thomas Tuchel, and there have been rumours that the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool and Bayern would be keen on securing the 22-year-old's signature. Well, it's no surprise that clubs would be interested in Christian Pulisic. He's got mad talent. If you watched my last video that I uploaded here on Football Therapy, I went into it, how good Christian Pulisic is. Scoring, bossing games against Liverpool, Man City, scoring in cup finals, scoring perfect hat-tricks in the Premier League at only 22 years old. Experience in the Bundesliga and the Premier League. Yes, of course, loads of elite clubs would be interested in Christian Pulisic. Now, Coman is a more decorated player, and yes, he's of sort of a similar age. When you look at a 22-year-old and a 24-year-old, they're kind of similar. You're not buying like an 18-year-old to develop into a superstar. You're buying, hopefully, a young superstar that's sort of yet to enter his prime, which you'd kind of expect is the situation with both Pulisic and even Kingsley Coman. For me, it's rather an uninspiring story, and if you asked who I'd rather keep, I'd probably give you a sort of half-assed answer and saying I'd like to keep a totally fit Christian Pulisic that doesn't constantly have hamstring injuries. Yes, please. But Kingsley Coman has played at the highest level. He's had some elite coaching, and of course he's an elite player, and 24 years old. If for some reason Chelsea were to part ways with Christian Pulisic, I think probably Kingsley Coman would be an excellent signing because he has been rotated in and out of sides as well. He's happy to not necessarily start all the time, I think, or at least we can speculate that looking at his previous clubs. And if that's the case, that could be the perfect player for this Chelsea super squad. Maybe Pulisic needs starts, do you know what I mean? Still, I don't want this to happen. It's important I give my opinion. Now, I'm a massive fan of Christian Pulisic. I want Chelsea to have, the United States talismanic super jewel in the crown player that hopefully can get better and better and better. I like what Pulisic brings to Chelsea and the Premier League, and I think he's perfectly suited to it in terms of his profile, his speed and his tenacity. So fingers crossed, Pulisic stays and develops under Tuchel or whoever's managing Chelsea. Right then, let's move on to the second transfer story of today's video and talk about Jorginho. That's right, before son of Lampard, there was son of Sarri. Jorginho, a player that I always liked, and I often found myself in arguments with people trying to defend him. He's not a superstar player, he's not necessarily a sort of Galactico level playmaker, nor is he an amazing sort of sitting CDM. He's very much a specialist player, but he's excellent at what he does. And if you're a football team that plays and defends in possession, he's perfect. Like Maurizio Sarri's football, and indeed like Thomas Tuchel's football. So he's suiting us right now very, very well. Besides that as well, I really like Jorginho's personality. He's really a fun, nice guy, which I know sounds like it shouldn't count for much, but it does. But on the pitch as well, he is a leader. He does demand the best from his teammates, while off the pitch being, jovial and a good guy. Apparently he trains well, and like I said, he's got this metronomic specialist ability in possession that actually makes him quite unique. Now, by all accounts, Thomas Tuchel is very happy with Jorginho and is starting him all the time, and I believe he wanted to bring him to PSG, but the stories are surfacing as Maurizio Sarri potentially grows closer to a Napoli reunion that he might want to bring Jorginho back. And you can understand why. Napoli were fantastic under Maurizio Sarri with Jorginho in the heart of that central midfield that reportedly needs reinforcements. So let's read you an extract from the other Football.London article I've cited today. Any return to Napoli for Sarri will lead the club looking to Chelsea for the midfield reinforcements. Sarri worked with Jorginho during his first spell in charge at Naples and took the midfielder with him to Stamford Bridge in 2018. Jorginho was a key player for the Italian at Chelsea, and after falling down the pecking order under Frank Lampard's tenure, the 29-year-old has returned to the team on a regular basis under new manager Thomas Tuchel, missing just one league match since the German took the reins. Well, we all know the story. Sarri came to Chelsea, De Laurentiis was upset with how it was going. He already hired Ancelotti, I believe, and Jorginho was part of the deal. City wanted him, Chelsea were happy to inflate the price because Sarri came with the player. Anyway, let's read the last bit of this article. Jorginho's agent confirms there would be interest in a return to Napoli if Sarri were to take over from the current boss, Gattuso. Sarri at Napoli with Jorginho is a wonderful idea. The player has 2.5 years left on his contract with Chelsea and an important salary. It's possible on a football level, certainly. We'd have to see what De Laurentiis thinks. Naples is a city that Jorginho loves very much, which marked an important part of his career. Sarri is also an important coach for him, at which he expressed himself at the highest level. Basically, Jorginho loves Sarri, Sarri loves Jorginho, Jorginho loves Naples, they work perfectly together, etc, etc. The agent of Jorginho is often found talking a lot. He's one of those guys. Now, I get it, if Naples are trying to revitalise themselves, get Sarri ball, fully cooking again in a Serie A that looks like, because look at this Juventus side, right? Pirlo is really, really struggling. Apparently they're not going to sack him. Conte's rubbing his hands together. He's probably going to win the Scudetto. But that Sarri's Napoli team, if that was in this current season in Italy, they would have probably not necessarily walked it, but they would absolutely be in a title race. And De Laurentiis is probably seeing this like, you know what, bring back Sarri, get him to buy Jorginho, let's friggin' win Serie A. Do you know what I mean? The Scudetto is there for us to try and win. But I don't think Thomas Tuchel is going to want to sell him. And hopefully not, man. I really like Jorginho, but I'll keep my eye on this story as it develops, and I'll report on it on Football Therapy. So let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on both these stories I've reported on today. Get down in the comment section below, drop your comments. I'll be keen to read them. Drop a like if you've enjoyed the content as well. Subscribe if you're new, my friends. Enjoy the football. Mwah, mwah, mwah. and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.